Hey, how you doing?
Doing fantastic.
I'm good. Welcome to Zack's Kickback. We're here with 2019 voted 2019's best
Yes,
kickback.
sir.
Best kickback guest is Benjamin McMahon.
Guest of the year 2019.
Ben is actually he was voted in my personal poll.
Thanks, man.
Ben a big fan. I think honestly you're probably
Yes.
the guest who's been on the most kickbacks,
Right.
but you've only been on one.
Like posted, you mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, as
dude.
in like all. Because I've recorded probably around 30 kickbacks,
Right.
maybe a little bit more,
Sure.
and you've probably been on at least 10 of them.
Dude, I have a great time in the studio over here. I fucking love it, man. It's awesome. The vibe that you've created in the studio is super awesome, man. And I just love being a part of it, you know? You got yourself a comfy setting over here. It's great to be here.
Yeah. So thank
Yeah.
you for coming. I'm just gonna change the lights up real quick. No one
You
can
gonna
see
change
this.
that? Oh, you got them smart lights going, eh?
Yeah, I'm just trying to change.
So for those listening who can't see, he got ourselves a red light. Oh, now he's fucking with. We got ourselves the green light. We got like Christmas colors going on here. Now we got triple red. Oh, we got some orange going on over there.
Okay, I like this.
All right, here we go. Nice and dark. We got some candles, some incense burning. What's the scent of this incense right now? Fuzzy peach,
No, this one is it's called Fizzy Pop.
fizzy pop.
Oh yeah. So so how you doing, Benny? Anything
I'm
different
good,
with you?
I'm good. Anything new with me?
Oh, can I say something real quick? Sorry,
you can, man.
I
It's
just
your,
thought
your show, bro.
I just thought about something. So you guys were talking about You. We watched the first episode of You.
Yeah,
Have you seen it?
yeah, I have.
You seen the season 2 as well?
I've seen the series. Yeah.
So
I'm at season 2. I don't know when whoever's listening to the. But
Okay.
at this moment in time, season 2 just finished.
So
And yeah, I finished season 2.
Okay, so we're gonna go into spoilers here
Sure. How much have you seen?
again. So if you guys watch anything, spoilers. I don't really fucking care at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But so anyways, You. I kind of hated it.
Really?
I didn't even finish it. I watched episode 3 and I was like, I can't watch this.
Okay.
I just didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
There was nothing good. Like not like there was parts where I didn't enjoy. Like I really enjoyed the main actor's his acting was amazing.
Yeah,
He's
Joe. Joe's a
top-notch.
killer, man. He's a great actor.
I just think that it's just too like it just felt like porn.
It felt like porn.
Yeah, it just felt like that weird female fantasy type porn thing.
Okay.
And it was just kind of like, again, I didn't watch too much into it, so maybe it
Okay.
kind of flipped later
Okay.
on. But from what I was getting from it, it just felt like, you know, like I just didn't want to watch this guy. Oh, first of all, like the stalker thing, I thought it was a cool kind of a concept, right? Kind of like from the eyes of a stalker, right? And there's like no, like you kind of feel conflicted because like, oh, you see him do some good stuff, you see him do some really bad stuff, right? But then they added the murder into it, and I just started losing interest because I was just like I just felt. I didn't feel good. I always felt I was on edge, and I didn't feel like I was enjoying it. I just felt like, why am I watching this? I don't want to see this guy. I don't want to see this guy win. I didn't want to see that girl win either. Like none of these characters I wanted to see win. You know, I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't relate with any of the characters. I didn't want to relate with any of the characters. And just felt, and like I felt like, you know, like it felt like this is coming. This might sound ignorant, but it sounded like this is directly towards females. Probably the huge major audience is females.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely like the same audience who are into like serial killer stuff, but it's a little bit different because it's like a stalkerish stuff. And as a person, like, and also because like as a person who's kind of like, I guess I've been calling weird and stuff like that earlier on in high school and stuff like that. I just felt like watching this, it felt like just like, I don't know. I just felt like girls want this now, like they not want this, but have like this weird fantasy. Like again, this is all fantasy, right?
Right.
Like you're allowed to enjoy the stuff. Because I know like in real life, girls don't want to be stalked, but I guess girls like the idea and fantasize about the idea. Not all girls, obviously, but they kind of like this idea of like someone being so obsessed with them that it's kind of like they care so much, and like he thinks highly of her and he knows a lot about her, so I guess it could be flattering and stuff like that.
Right.
And the girls like that danger too. That's why they're like,
No,
so
that's
I would
very
say
true.
just
It's a
girls.
very
I would say
true thing.
people like that danger. They like that danger, like they know like that person has like, they like it, you know. It's like spice, you know. But it just felt like, especially after watching a bunch of like recent true crime stuff, it just felt like it just, I don't know, I didn't feel good watching it, you know. I just felt like why am I watching this? Like I didn't really enjoy it. It's just like there was nothing good about it. Like
Wow.
I understand having like, it wasn't even like that interesting either.
Wow. Okay. Well, I've watched a different show than you apparently, man. I enjoyed it. I thought the acting is all done very well. I thought like you pointed out watching one of the first episodes of the way they changed the coloring for the lighting to really show different types of moods and the type of guy he is.
That's what I really enjoyed. I didn't really like that's one thing I did enjoy. It was just like how warm they made the show feel.
I mean, I never studied film like you, but I mean, maybe it's because you studied film that you see it differently than I do, right? Is it one
I don't really
possibility?
think so. I just
Dude, I'd like to point out how sick your lamp looks right now with the smoke coming through it from
I know, isn't it fucking sick?
from the incense.
I know, that's why I have it.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So are you a New Year's resolution guy?
Nah, do you have one?
This is the first year I've ever made one. Like in my life, I don't remember making one when I was younger either. Like I don't really do New Year's resolutions. This is the first year I've made one. It's because for this year I want more structure in my life.
Yeah.
In the sense that like I would like so wing my days that like I don't know, I would just get lost doing some other shit and then never get to the important shit I need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
So like this year's kind of like New Year's resolution is like just have more structure in my days. Like I need to like I know every day like I want to get some reading done. So
Yeah.
I sit down, read a book, read something. Right now I'm reading letters to an astrophysicist
Or
from an astrophysicist. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson's newest work. I like it. It's good. It's basically like a bunch of people like the compiled letters that he's received that he answers through the book. So it's like a lot of questions. You know, I'm only, I don't know, 40 pages in, but it's been pretty interesting. You know, it's a lot of questions that you talk with your buddies when you're stoned. And you're like, yo, but what if this person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you know, there's questions you talk about with your buddies when you're stoned, whatever. You're just laying down somewhere, riverside,
in a field,
in a field,
soccer field,
in the middle of the night, stoned as fuck. Yeah.
Hey, how do lasers work?
Yeah.
Remember when they fucking asked me how do lasers work?
Yeah.
Like as also like, how satellites work.
Yeah.
How does Wi-Fi work? How does the Wi-Fi come from the satellites? I'm like, first of all, it doesn't fucking work like that. The potato laser.
Yeah, potato. I don't even remember that. That was the most. I don't even know.
That's when I didn't know how to handle weed. And I was like, what's happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not a New Year's resolution guy.
Not really. I just cause like I don't know. It's just like why like I feel like I could always improve myself, right? And I don't want to put this extra pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And also I feel like people drop it all the time, so I don't want to say any things. But I do know what I like. I don't know, cause I always feel like I always want to have my own goals.
Okay.
So it's not goals. It's just things I want to do. Essentially, like I know that recently I've been trying to write more. That's been a struggle because I just need to
comedy or in general
comedy.
Okay.
So I need to write more jokes, which means I need more personal time, which means I have to start like either getting up earlier or setting off my own time or making sure I schedule things, give myself some time.
Yes, absolutely.
So I can just come down. Especially I like writing in here.
Okay,
I turn on the lights and I just
you
like
turn off the lights.
I turn on the
Okay.
lights. I put some mood lights on it and I just start writing and I try again. And I try like to think about comedy more, think about what I can do more. I think like I have a bunch of new projects and stuff like that. I have a few projects in the future.
Sick, man.
Like it's just I don't know. I just want to go harder into this.
Yeah.
And the more I talk about comedy with other people, the more I see how other people think about the scene in Montreal, and and for me again, like it's like I like the people in Montreal, but I think I should be able to separate myself from the scene in Montreal because, like, it's not where I want to be. Essentially,
I'd like to congratulate you on opening up for Sugar Sammy, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So did you choose when you went up, or somebody told you you're going up right before the what's it called, the main event?
The headliner.
You're going up right before the headliner.
Technically, so what happened was I didn't open for Sugar Sammy out of merit. It was what happened was I was on a show, and I talked to a guy. He booked me for the show, and I come down, and he's like, "Oh, you're on the show tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah." He probably just like forgot. Like, "Oh yeah, I did offer Zack a spot," and his brother was down, who's Sugar Sammy. He was like, hey, and he was doing some recent shows, and I think, and he does get a good audience out for these shows. So I think he didn't tell any of us either. He didn't tell the audience Sugar Sammy was going to be there, and he just put my name last because he had nowhere else to put me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he thought I was good enough to just to make sure I don't kill the audience.
Right.
Like, I mean, not kill, but not like make sure I don't
Bore the
ruin
audience.
the energy.
Right.
So he's like, okay. And then there were so many people that showed up to this event that like we had to, they asked the comedians to be in the basement, but none of them went besides me. So I was just in the basement with a bunch of water, drinking, going through my jokes and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, like the guy comes in, he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And and I looked at this guy, and I recognize him. He's kind of like a little Indian guy, not Indian. He wasn't little. He was kind of tall, actually. I'm like, oh shit, that's Sugar Sammy.
So what kind of presence does someone like that give off? Someone who's so in love with comedy like yourself and such a part of the comedy culture in Montreal.
He's like it's another comedian.
So seeing him doesn't change anything for you?
Well, it's not like I met Dave Chappelle.
No, absolutely, but just the fact that he's from Montreal like yourself.
Oh well, I just see him as a French comic almost.
Okay.
Like I almost.
Does he have an accent?
No, he has no accent.
No.
No, you can't. Well, even in his French comedy, he has a joke about that. I don't want to talk about it because it's his joke, but
Okay.
he just says like he doesn't have a French. He has like, do you know how like when you watch the news, they have a different accent than we do.
Sure.
It's more of like a basic accent.
Sure.
His French accent is exactly like that.
Huh.
It's like even his English accent is just a Montreal English accent.
Oh, he's not originally English?
He is in English.
He is English.
Yeah, he's bilingual. He's actually trilingual.
Okay.
I believe. But he does most of his work in French though. He does a lot of TV in French in France. That's where he makes his money. And I think he does some stuff in Canada and America here and there.
Okay.
And I don't know what his plans are in the future, but I just saw him like recently. Yeah, I just saw him stuff. It was good to see. It was good to see a bigger name, right, work out their stuff.
We're at the same place, the same day, the same time that you were doing your own comedy.
Well, yeah, but he was working out stuff specifically, and obviously he was killing it. The audience don't use Sugar Sammy, so they let themselves laugh a little bit more. They're more willing to laugh because they knew it's worth it. But it was good to see that like a comedian, good to see like a bigger comedian work on stuff and see when the jokes don't fly for him, how he recovers.
And did you notice that?
Yeah, I was just noticing like some of the jokes. Obviously, I don't want to talk shit. It was all working jokes, but some of the jokes were a little bit hacky. Or some of the jokes were just a little bit done to death,
Okay.
And I was just like, I was recognizing it, but he did have some good stuff he was working on, and I could see where he was trying to go with these jokes. Yeah. And it was good to see that, like, oh yeah, like the stuff that I also sometimes like want to work out, he's also working out. So it's not a thing that's not going to disappear. I feel like there's not a huge gap. It's more of an experience gap.
And that's only a matter of time then.
Yeah, I just got to put in the time and hours and like the strategy,
I mean, something like that doesn't happen overnight, right?
Obviously, he's like 40 something.
I don't. Was it you who was having a conversation about becoming like how long it takes to become a doctor versus comedy and stuff like that?
I think yeah.
Okay, so like basically, it takes 7 years to become.
Joey Diaz.
Oh yeah, it takes 7 years to become a doctor after college or whatever, or after high school. Sorry, it takes 7 years to become a doctor. 7 years of schooling after become
7 years of schooling
to become a doctor, and then it takes 10 years to make enough money in comedy to make your rent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
some people never see it either.
Exactly.
I've known people doing it for like 9. I met this one guy doing it for 9 years, and he just quit after 9 years. I'm like, why would you quit after 9 years? Did you realize you just didn't like it after 9 years, or you just give up on yourself?
What did he say?
I
didn't ask. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him like something like that. It's a little bit too personal.
I have a question about how you view people. Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel with today's people, obviously I've never lived back then, but I feel like seeing the people today and the way I am myself, I feel like people have no accountability for things.
Like, what do you mean?
Everybody's so quick to take credit for what they did, but no one's quick to say, listen, I fucked up, my bad. No, that's me, that's on me. This one, you know what, you're right, I'm wrong. I feel like a lot of people, there's a lot of people who have no accountability, I feel like, nowadays. Well, ever. You and Zack are one of the rare people who have accountability.
Oh, thank you.
Know what I'm saying? That's why you're one of my closest boys, And so is he. But like, I feel like no one really goes anymore. Listen, I fucked up. Have you noticed that people just don't have accountability anymore?
It's like I feel like.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Like specifically, like, do you mean like as in like, do you see it mostly in celebrities or is everyone in general?
People, no, I'm saying like literally our peers, our people around us.
Okay. So the people around us, I just feel like,
but they're quick to say, yeah, that's why.
Because I think like I don't know, because like I feel bad. Like I guess me and Zack are very like empathetic. Me and Zack have we have a lot of empathy for other people, and I feel like if I fuck up, I don't feel I feel bad for that person. I feel bad for what I'm doing. So I need to say something to get off my conscience. I feel like guilt. It weighs on me a lot, right? So I have to say I fucked up because it's not going to help if I just let it settle. Because I know what happens when you just don't say anything about it, Okay. And like it's better to say I fucked up. Because I remember like getting in trouble and stuff like that. I remember being like, oh yeah, I did fuck up. I have to own. I kind of
as a kid.
yeah, like as I just started saying that it's like a bitter. It's not bittersweet. It's just bitter, but like it's just I don't know. Like I feel like, and I could be just talking my ass because I may be wrong someone and I never fessed up to it. But I just feel like a lot. I think our friends are a lot of those people. I feel like I think like yeah, no, definitely. I think we grew up with a lot of people who just didn't want to be wrong, right? Or they were just never told they were wrong, right? Or just kind of like
You think that's a only child thing?
I don't think it's an only child thing, but it's probably not. It's probably that's not probably the main cause, but it's definitely not helping. It could be like a bunch of other stuff because all our friends, if you notice, a lot of them grew up in a single parent household, or they're the only child, or they were kind of like the center of attention, sort of.
Okay.
Again, like we didn't grow up in big families. We grew up with like 2 children, right?
Right.
But I feel like you were a troublemaker, so I guess you had to realize when you were doing stuff wrong, and you realize when you were doing stuff wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
And I realized when I did stuff like wrong, maybe not on purpose, but just out of like, just being angry or just being like in my own emotions. I had to realize like the stuff I was doing was wrong, you know. I've fucked up too, you know. Like I fucked up. Maybe people feel bad for what they've done, so I just try not to do that. But for our friends, man, yeah, that's kind of like man, like yeah, like that's like I don't know why why don't they want to be like, especially to your boys, like what's like I'm not saying like what is the thing stopping them, like what is it from fessing up?
That's a good question, man.
Like do they not want to be, because like they
don't want to be wrong, fear of being wrong. I don't know.
But like they've told us things of like where like it's kind of like these personal things.
Where
and
they've
stuff
looked bad in scenarios.
Yeah, but like I'm like I guess I know it might be. It just could also people like are a self-image.
Okay, yeah, that's a big one.
It's just so big now.
It is. That's why I hate some social media sometimes. Like that's why I'm not on Instagram and shit like this. Like I don't like everything's such a false representation of how you're actually living your life. Like no one posts a picture of themselves crying on Instagram. You know.
Oh no, people do.
99% of people do not post pictures of themselves.
I just saw like 2 already.
Oh yeah, but you're in the fucking comedy scene, bro. We're
No, not that. Not just that. I just think it's. I don't think it's a crying thing, but I just think that people don't post who they really are online. Obviously, because one, you can't portray yourself like honestly, it's impossible.
Right.
Like that and like.
Well, your new TikTok is fantastic, by the way, which I think is portraying yourself honestly, because that is who you are.
Well,
you're just a man in a cheetah print G-string. Bro.
Well, what I post online is just jokes. I don't post anything too serious because I just want to post jokes. I just use that as jokes. But again, that's not posting who I really am. That like it's all under my name, right? So people might think, oh, Zack just always jokes. He's never just serious, you know, which is obviously not me. Like I can be serious. I just post the funny stuff. So that's also not a real representation of who I am. But like I feel like I'm not lying about who I am in real life though. You know, I'm not trying to lie. I'm just trying to post the funny things I think are funny.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
with comedy comes like humility. So I post like I post like pictures of me shirtless because I know I don't really look good shirtless. I'm kind of chubby, and I kind of like.
But you've lost a lot of weight though.
Yeah, but I know how it looks. You know, I think it's funny. Like I was wearing those thongs with my friend. I think it's funny. I have the humility. I kind of know, like it just doesn't really look good. I know when like it is funny. You know.
And also, if for those of you who don't have TikTok, like such as myself, I don't have TikTok. Zach had to show me this. But if you have TikTok, you gotta go check out. What's your name on TikTok?
Zack. I actually only have 2 TikToks. The last TikTok got taken off because we were in thongs.
Oh.
So check my Instagram though.
It's on there.
That's actually like that stuff. Just real quick, I'm starting a new podcast like where we were shooting that stuff, the TikToks. So that was all related to a new podcast. I'm gonna start with my friend Josh Shapiro, called.
He's a comedian.
Yeah, another comedian. My mom was on Oprah. It's a new podcast. We do stupid shit in real life, and then we film it, and then we come back in the studio. We talk about it, have a little podcast about it.
Okay, that's cool.
Then we mash up the videos, and then we kind of like a quick 10-minute thing.
That's awesome, dude.
That's the whole new thing. That's what we're trying to pump out.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So we went to a new photography studio, and we got some pictures done.
Now, let's say 10 years down the line, this podcast is successful, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to tell yourself in 10 years right now? Like, let's say, Zach.
I have no information to give myself in 10 years.
Like, you know when people say, like, let's say you were talking to a successful person, say, yo, Joe Millionaire. What would
Joe
you
Mama.
what would you tell yourself 10 years ago? And then he would answer, but no one ever asked. So Zach, what would you tell your rich self now?
You know what? I think I actually do.
What a
kinda-
good question, right? Can I get credit for a
yeah.
bomb question?
I do actually kind of think about that.
Question of the decade already, Ben
Like,
McMahon.
do you ever think about that? Like, I wish when I'm older, I still have this drive. I still have this thing. You think about that? Or not drive, but I wish I had this trait or this goal or this ambition or this whatever. I hope I have that in 10 years. And for me, I know it's probably, I wish I still have the same enthusiasm and the same kind of like goofy mentality. I was thinking about it today. I was just like, I hope in 10 years I'm even goofier.
Yeah.
I hope I never really become an adult. I hope I still explore just being goofy, you know? I hope I never become boring. I hope I become less boring. I hope I become more interesting. I hope this is like not a thing I am now. I hope this is kind of like a beginning, and this is kind of like level 3 of Zack, and then when at level 5 of Zack, I'm even goofier, and I just keep on getting goofier until I fucking die. Like I hope I don't peak. I hope I'm always just working on some stuff.
Like you hope you're making jokes when you're 80 years old and shit.
Yeah, I think that's who I am.
That's awesome, man.
I think that's who I am, and I hope I never lose this. I hope I have the same goal. Like in 10 years, like I'll be doing comedy for about almost 12 years now, and I hope I'm making money off of it. I'm hoping this is what I am. And I hope maybe it might be. I'm hopefully stand up.
Right.
Right, but if it's also other things, podcasting, but I don't want to drop stand up. I hope.
No, of course
and
not.
I
But your
think-
podcasting could increase your.
Or it might be something else. I might catch a new wave that's not podcasting.
Right.
You know, I might catch something else. But I just hope that in 10 years I'm still doing comedy. I'm still doing stand up, and I hope everything kind of like works out. You know, I hope I could just do the things I love.
Yeah.
I hope I figure stuff out. I hope I figure my comedy a little bit better, and I hope that like. And if I could tell myself, it's just kind of like just remember who you were. Recently I had to remember who I was years ago. Like I remember looking back, kind of like maybe 2 years ago, I was looking back to who I was when I was in grade 7, when I first went to high school, and I was kind of like not reinvented myself, but I kind of realized that like not realized, but I was just a goofball.
Right.
I was doing stuff to stick out as like a weirdo, right? As a kind of just as attention, but I realized. Like, you know, I was that weird kid, but also I'm like, isn't that what I'm supposed to do right now?
Yeah.
Like, as a comedian, I want to stick out. I want to do that weird stuff. I just want to be that weird kid, and I just never turned it off, you know, in high school. And I was like, I want that again. I want to be that weird. I want to do the things I want to do. I want to be completely me, you know? And maybe in grade 7, I wasn't completely me, but I was still trying to figure out who I was. And I was still trying to entertain people, entertain myself. And I kind of had to look back at that and, like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, shit. Fuck, that's a great answer. It's a great answer to the question. So, Zach, 10 years from now, if you have money and stuff like that, I'm gonna show you this. If you're not being as goofy as I think you should be,
Show me this?
this recording.
Yeah, you definitely got to show me this shit.
I will. I'll say, Zach, yo, listen, bro, you don't make the jokes that you did, bro. Yo, 20-year-old Zach Kick would be pretty pissed at 30-year-old Zach that you're a fucking boring man now.
I'd be fucking pissed, yeah. I'd be like, fuck. And especially, like, because I don't want, like, again, like, I feel like I'm starting a train, you know? Like, there's a destination, or not even just a destination. I just like, I just want to go forward. And I feel like if I just stop the train, you know, at one point, I just get off the train, I'm like, why all that distance I covered, what was that for?
Okay.
You know? And I felt like, and I don't want to feel like I want to keep on going just because I covered that distance. I want to be like, I'm like, keep on going, keep your head down. You could do this, you know, like there's gonna be tough times. Like I think for everything, but like I think since I was a kid, I knew I've always wanted to be a comedian. I know I always want to create and be creative, and I was like, and I just know it that like just keep your head down. It might seem bad now, but you just gotta ignore those bad thoughts that tell you to stop doing it, stop like to quit,
Yeah.
or like to like tone it down, because you know like if like I don't know, you just gotta ignore that thought, and also kind of what's another thing? Ignore that thought and just keep on going, you know, and just kind of like just
Get shit done.
I never want to stay like I never want to be the same person.
You always want to grow.
I always want to grow. Yeah, I always want to keep on moving, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I just like and like and that's the thing. I kind of like need to realize I need to stop and like before I get too old, I need to stop and kind of like enjoy my being 20.
Yeah, no, fuck, man, yeah.
I gotta stop and enjoy. And I do that sometimes. Where I realize I'm 20 years old. I'm 21. when I'm like 50 and 60, I'll be talking about when I was 20 years old, hanging out at the comedy clubs. So I'm hanging out at this recording studio at these comedy shows as the young guy on the scene, right? Like I'm the young person on the scene. I'm one of the youngest people. There's definitely some younger people than me, but like I'm the younger guy. You know,
Yeah,
there's
no,
other
for
younger
sure.
people. There's more older people, I should say. But I just like knowing I'm hanging out and doing this now, and I should realize like this is actually pretty cool. Like what I'm doing is pretty cool.
For sure.
And
For
like
sure.
and that's kind of like I have like this thing saying I think I've perverted it or fucked it up, but it's basically you want to look up to your future self.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to idolize your future self. You have to
Envy your other self.
not envy, but like to the past yourself.
Yeah.
You have to like respect
Okay. Yeah.
because they went through what you went through to become the person you
Yeah.
are to now.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And your past self, you have to like congratulate
Yes.
because you're here now.
Yes.
So that's why you just gotta respect yourself. You gotta respect what you were. You know, like that's why me looking back when I was in grade 7, I was respecting now. I'm like that's like there was something there. That looking back now, there was something there, and even though I'm super young, I feel like I'm ignorant talking about it. But and then like kind of like again like realizing where we are now, like you know, like we were like, oh, we're young, we could do stupid things.
Whoa. When do I ever say that?
I feel like you have that mentality.
What? What are you talking about? Well, when have I ever like that? Yo,
You're
let's
like, hey, when are we gonna do this again? You know, and
do what? Take an edible on a 7 a.m. train?
yeah.
I'm gonna do that some fucking day. What
No,
are you talking about?
No, but you talk about that. But I know you said before like, hey, when are we ever gonna do this? When are we gonna do this again? You kind of like, hey, let's do this here and now. Let's do this now, right? And I feel like
I'm a here and now type of guy though. I'm like, yo, Ben, what if we just I'm like, okay, let's do that. Let's right now. What? You got shit to do tomorrow? Okay, let's do it. That's me.
yeah.
I'm not like, yo, 2 months from now. Like, nah, like I'm in the mood right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to put like again like if you put things in the future too much, it's harder. I think you should put things in for foreseeable future. I'm not saying be spontaneous. Be spontaneous, but don't. You'll get overwhelmed when you just add up all this stuff. I want to do this now. Do this now. Don't like no. But think about the foreseeable future. Like I'm not thinking about years in advance. I'm thinking about 2 months in advance. Right. That's how much I'm trying to think about. Maybe even for my plans in the summer, they're kind of loosey goosey. You know, I'm planning on going to America.
You going to Toronto?
Toronto definitely. It depends when I might. Depends when I get those dates, but I might because I want to go to America. Like, I don't know what to do. I think I have to save up all my money after this. Like after the studio, I think I have to. I don't know what to do because like I want to save my money. I want to travel. I don't really want to do like Toronto might be some pennies. Right. I gotta realize. I think I have to start saving my money more. I think I should stop like buying the equipment because I want to again travel a lot more this summer. But it's in Canada, right? I'm thinking like Toronto. Hopefully that's like, hopefully I could take a week off of that or something because I know I want to take at least 3 weeks off or maybe just 2 weeks. Go to Connecticut and Rhode Island, see my friends for like maybe 2-3 weeks, come back, do Toronto, and then maybe at the end of the summer, again like I'm still thinking about it. I'm still trying to organize it because I want to make sure I have enough money and make sure I can do all this. But I do want to do more stuff and get out the city more. I think what I might do is just like maybe not push going to America hard because I focus getting on my license, save for that. You know, I should start saving just money just for that, and then once I get my license, go because it'll be all cheaper.
Right.
Once I get my license.
Ooh, here's the thing. Message to your future self.
Yeah.
Looking around this room, is there something that you want in your podcast studio?
Yeah.
That like, let's say you're looking for a podcast like right now.
I can't think about what I want, bro. If I could.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. This is the point. Was like 10 years from now, you have the money and you're thinking of ideas. You gotta go back to listen to this exact episode. Like, oh, maybe 20-year-old me had some ideas.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So
talk to your 30-year-old self.
Easy. Okay. So.
Hi, 30-year-old Zack.
So hello, how you doing? So podcast. So here we go. I don't know how podcasts looking now, but in the future. But from now, I want again 4 mics. I would like if I
30-year-old Zack, write this down.
I want 4 mics. I want I don't know if I want chairs like this, and I don't know if I want couches, but I definitely want like cameras, switchers, be able to live stream it a little bit more. Maybe not live stream, but just have like, just basically make less of a studio, like kind of like a hybrid between a studio and a chill space. You know, I want an office, but it's also like I imagine like a good thing for me would be like, what if my podcast room was my room, right? In my bed, I could just kind of like hide away, boom. right? And then we have the podcast in my room, sort of, right? And then it's just, it's just a chill environment. I don't want to feel like a podcast room, because I see some podcast room, it feels like a stage. It doesn't feel like conducive anything actually organic. I want a place I actually want to be in, a cool place I want to be in. Like Joe Rogan, just kind of like the standard. A lot of people have that format where it's just like a big table in the middle and like each person and then 2 people on each side if you have 4 people. But I want to do something a little bit different. I think maybe because I like how we have it here. There's a wall here. There's some stuff, a lot of like stuff. I maybe a little bit more of an intimate room. I want something intimate. Nothing big at all. Nothing too big. Intimate. Hide the cameras somehow.
Hide the cameras?
Not hide them, but kind of keep them low profile.
Like, so people don't know that they're there?
Just so it doesn't look like we're in a... Just make sure it doesn't look like we're recording something. As stripped down and as skinny as possible, let's just say. We shed all the weight. Like, I don't want big lights. I don't want big cameras on tripods. I just want maybe a small, because again, in the future we have some better technology, but like some small cameras just here. They're all placed in a perfect positioning. Some good cameras to pick up the low light, because I don't want stage lights. I want some nice regular lights, some cool chill lights.
Screen.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
Nice little screen so we can watch some stuff with my friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe not, depending on how I feel. Right. I just want to have a black thing. Maybe we could take something up. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I know what I want. Like, again, like my things are just kind of standard, but the things I want are expensive. But yeah, I think I just want something like this, but a little bit more budget into it.
Yeah.
For this is now. This is great. This is great for now.
For sure, man.
There's nothing I can complain about this now.
Listen, I gotta get going, but I like this little short episode. I don't know if this will make it on YouTube, but man, keep this one for sure, because it's a message to your older self, man. You can learn a lot from your younger self sometimes, and sometimes that's exactly what a 30-year-old person needs to hear, is the enthusiasm that you have as a 20-year-old, and the drive and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes, what if you're not in a good mental space when you're 30 years old? And you're like, fuck. Like, why did I waste my 20-year-old? And then you go listen to your 20 years old.
Like, I did not waste
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Okay, cool. I need to take a picture before we go.
For sure. Do you want to pull this one?
Yeah.
You want to? What are you going to call it? Message to my older self?
Yeah, something like that. Message
That's
to
a
the
good
older
one.
self.
Dude, you know those fucking amulet books that used to graphic novels that you used in high school? Dude, I was like so into those when I was in grade 6, grade 7.
Yeah.
And I saw one the other day when I was one of the newer ones, I'm assuming it's a newer one, when I was at the bookstore. So is it weird that I want to fucking read them again?
No.
It's probably because I remember them being pretty fucking intense stories. But now as a...
You remember Bone?
Nah, I never fucked with Bone.
Yeah, but you remember Bone is. But you remember,
of course I know.
I never read it because I thought Bone was I wasn't into it, but I was into Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. I was so into Amulet. I would reread them motherfuckers.
Bro, I brought Scott Pilgrim and everyone's like, wait, there's titties in this one?
Yeah. We got buddies who were watching porn at that age. Like, yeah, what the fuck is this?
Wait, they're talking about sex?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's cartoons, though.
Yeah.
That was the foray into anime. Anyways.
All right, man. Yo, great being here. I got shit to do now. You want to come with me?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Let's take a pic.